And the button has been pushed. Hi.
What the buck is up, every pony?
All right.
To think of the fools who are not watching this.
Ryan, would you like to catch us up from last session?
Previously, on to Hell and Back. We are venturing through this cataclysmic cave, encountering one enemy after another. The flow of combat just constantly going down one careening path after the other, never ending. And when we finally reach the end, we find a gigantic demon chained to a wall. And our first instinct is to put up a wall in between us and him. Thankfully, it seems to be keeping us safe. But oh no, he summoned creatures from the nether realms that we had to fight off. They are currently destroyed, but this thing does not seem like it's going to be chained forever. And thus, here we are.
The thing that is there staring you guys down past this wall, just smiles idly, and it gives his evil laugh once more. Simply before idly he just starts pacing left, right.
Oh, I thought he was still chained to the wall. Did he get it off the wall?
Oh, I mean, he's chained to the wall, but I mean, it's just like a long, loose chain. He's just walking side to side while it's flattering to him. There's a length of chain, but it's not like bounding him to the wall. It just gives him a little bit of a range to go left and right effectively.
And at this point, Little Spout emerges from the wall. It's airtight. I'm assuming it's airtight.
And he smiles, kind of just resting his back against this rock right here.
Well, I see no reason to fight. Nothing more. You yourself more than capable down here. Come on.
What?
That is utterly unintelligible.
My bad. He effectively leaned against the rock right here, in a deep, rumbly voice, speaks, well, you have proven yourselves more than worthy of fighting down here on your own, so I see no reason to fight you myself. He leans against it, kind of checks his nails.
Little Spout inclines her head. Okay, where's my husband?
And he raises an eyebrow.
They went off to a place where you people hang out. You're all friends, aren't you? Or at least you all hate each other. Whatever, you know each other.
My, what an assumption. He shakes his head. My, indeed.
I think we're getting too much into this. That family, whose name I cannot remember, is responsible for literally everything that happens to us.
Rothschild? He gets it.
Yeah. Ring Dancer is like looking over here, just kind of squinting a little bit.
The squinting shall continue.
At the guy. You really don't trust him. Thumbtack,
well,
you could kind of hear him on next to Ring Dancer say, "Oh, she doesn't trust anybody. She doesn't."
If you don't have my husband, then why are you jailed up? As if there are like no other crimes in the world that could be possibly of value.
He's picks up a little bit of a chain, like the slack of it, whirls it around a little bit. Personal choice. I think it suits me, don't you think?
The Little Spout blinks, and she consults the extremely erratic dictionary of Lashtada she has in her head. It's very badly written. She doesn't even... She doesn't know these things. Okay, well, I mean, if that's what you like, she kind of gives a little shrug.
And he gives a small chuckle of his own, as it were, letting down the chain as it kind of rattles back onto the ground. So, scurry on then.
But I said I'm trying to find my husband, and we also need to get past this place
Then
to get
you
to
better,
where he is.
You better be off to find him, shouldn't you? Shoo, go on.
She looks over at the others.
I mean, what harm could it be to actually leave him?
Yes, what harm could come from that? He
Well, I
smiles.
mean, probably a lot of harm. I more mean harm to us.
Well, don't we have to go through there to get out of here?
Hmm? And he looks behind him. Well,
I mean, we don't really know our way around the. We don't. To be honest, we really don't know our way around the.
Have we tried asking yet? Hey, do you know which way is the way to get out of these caves? Is it behind you?
behind me, and he looks around the rock almost mockingly. Well, I figure if there was an exit right behind me, this fashion choice wouldn't make sense now, would it? He picks up the chain again and just chucks it a little bit.
Well, I mean, if you like it, then it wouldn't matter if there was an exit behind you. You just wear it. Now I think you're lying.
Missing the point, and he waves a hand.
Little Sprout is pressing X.
How long does that wall last?
A few more rounds.
Yeah,
It's
but
there. I believe it's gone.
and still
No,
smiling.
we probably have about 2 rounds. Remaining.
Well, the black square that's here, that was representing my ants. They have decided to go off and do ant things.
They
No,
are
the
being
ants.
You see,
My only friend.
But Dr. Orion begins pulling out some beads, and he squeezes them with his hooves, and you hear tiny little cracks, and then he puts them back into his pouch. He does that 4 times.
Little Sprout is confused, but still pressing X. Hopefully, doing it enough times will cause something to happen.
I would say, and he kind of starts pondering a little bit as the wall goes down. If you'd like to check behind me, perhaps we can strike a deal. If that's your wish.
That depends on what you want.
Well, suppose it is. He thinks. He just sits there thinking. He doesn't actually say anything, he just thinks. Wow.
Sprout inclines her head. You know, we're not all immortal. I know you have that going for you.
I could grant a number of things. I have a fair amount of my own magics at my disposal, he says somewhat captiously, flicking his one of his pincers about. Small little sparks kind of come from it.
Little Sprout squints. So much squinting. You can't even handle the level of squinting going on here.
I should take off this effect here. Bonk. That is not there anymore. Or
I mean, at this point, Little Sprout is wondering, can this thing see through illusions?
It's probably a good idea to assume that everything that seems like this could see through illusions, but
I fail to see why you're still standing here. I've made my decision. You'd like to pass?
You
Perhaps
didn't
you've
say
got
what you
something-
wanted.
Oh, perhaps you have something to offer me first, yes? How a deal, I suppose, works. I've got
Well-
nothing on my mind. Nothing but time.
There's always abject violence, but if we could avoid that, I think we'd all be happier.
You get
And
this.
little Sprout cracks her whip.
Ah, yes, the one with the whip. Certainly heard about you, and he points toward wherever you had whipped, likely leaving a little bit of a spark or whatever. Kind of points that way. Curious thing. Quite the abilities you have, I have to say.
What? I'm popular. Woo! Little Spout looks happy.
Oh yes, popular with all the right people. He smiles and nods. Smiles and nods.
And then she glances off at everybody else.
Ring Dancer is
Hmm.
kind
Oh yeah, we still have reverse gravity, don't we?
of.
I mean, it's probably about to wear off, but
Oh yeah, that one wears off pretty fast.
Okay.
Like, it was like whoop, we're upside down, and then it was back. Like this pretty much happened.
mm-hmm.
Topsy-turvy. The spell.
Hmm.
Looks like your friend in the back has something he certainly wants to say.
Little Spout swivels an ear back. Do you need to go?
Orion is definitely fidgeting back and forth nervously. He's got his back up against the wall. He starts to approach, but then he pops right back.
If you have to go, you can just go around the corner.
We need to get past him, but we shouldn't talk to him. This is bad. Don't talk to him.
What?
Well, okay.
I don't
Operation
see-
begin.
I don't see anything negative about wanting to discuss any sorts of deals for your passage.
It's too late. Little Spout is doing a thing. I hope you're ready for things that are being done. All in one round, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
So in this round, she will conjure an illusory box around him. Boop. Clop her hoofsies together as a swift action, and then she shall zoom ahead 80 feet.
You're gonna have to give me a bluff check for that one.
I mean, which part where was I lying? I just suddenly did the thing.
Yeah. I'm aware. You still clopped your hooves. Something's happening.
Oh yeah, but I'm not even hiding that.
Yeah.
He's in a box. He hears a clop clop.
Yeah. And you're trying to fool him, yeah?
No, I just want him to not see me and get attacks of opportunity as I go flying past him.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty pretty deceptive. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, there we go. Finally. Gosh. Okay.
Can't just let
Man,
can't just let the magic box auto confirm everything here. What I'm getting
Well,
at.
no, it's just if he can see through illusions, nothing happens. He could try to just swipe.
And if he can hear you going past, then he has a 50% miss chance because he can't see you.
if he can't see through illusions, then he doesn't even know I'm coming at him.
Well, unless he can hear you, but
Yeah, there's that. But then it would still be a 50% miss chance, which I
Yeah.
rate as good odds. Yay, good odds. All right. Now, no, I will figure this out. Okay, I did the thing, guys. Are you happy?
I'm interested in knowing where this is going.
Well, I'm doing this in one round.
And you do in fact get an attack of opportunity from Mr. Labzero here.
All right, so he can see me then.
Yes, and he more or less puts his claws out. If you're trying to push past it, would you try to push past them? Is what I'm getting at.
Well, I mean, how is he stopping me? Because I'm
Oh.
going full speed. Whee!
Yeah, what he's doing is he's sticking out a pincer to stop you. Going and I'm wondering if you're trying to push past it.
well, I mean, you just kind of go around it. It's not that hard.
I mean, that's
That's why
basically-
I'm asking. Are you attempting
Right,
to
right.
go?
If you try to go past it, then he's going to make it attack to smack you. If you don't, and you see that he notices you, and you're like, oh, hold on. He's giving you a chance to be like, oh, hold on, instead of he makes an attack and succeeds, or makes an attack and fails.
I mean, with Little Spout, she has the nerves to not care, but still,
Okay, how fast what's your little spout speed?
while hasted, I am zooming about at a speed. It's good. 80.
So you're moving 80 feet in 6 seconds.
Yes.
Realism be damned. He sticks out his claw in your way. What are you doing?
He can swipe. He can't go, I'm not going to let you pass. That doesn't work like that.
He is also, like, many times bigger than Little Spout, so... Bonk.
Yeah, that tends to move slower at larger speed. At larger speed.
Lysander, realism be damned.
I'm just telling you.
Anyway, Little Spout shouts.
I mean, I still maintain my own thing. Is that like, are you going to continue to go forward? It's clear he's reacting to you, moving past him. You have an opportunity to not risk it. And David said, David said, Little Spout will continue to risk it.
I mean, that is a very Little Spout thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. So is he going to force the issue?
I mean, he put up a resistance. There is a pincer in your way that you could choose to try to go around, or push through, or whatever Little Spout would do in this instance of having something big and large held out to stop
You
it.
have a huge creature and a small creature.
I mean,
he can't put anything in the way. It's either on the ground and you jump over it, or it's above the ground and you go under it.
I mean, or it's above the ground and I still go over it?
However you would choose. I'm asking you for going past. That is a yes or no.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, Little Spout goes forward at the speed of sound because she's got to go fast.
And you keep going, and he's definitely going to try to grapple you from there.
You can't grapple as an attack of opportunity.
He can swipe me, he can trip me. I don't think
that
that
is
would work very well in the air. He could disarm me! No, my scepter!
Well, can you
Yeah,
make it a combat maneuver as an attack of opportunity?
specific ones like
trip,
disarm
yeah.
and trip. Yeah.
But yeah, grapple is a full round action. You can't do that as an attack of opportunity.
You could sunder. Somebody runs past you and you smash their sword. Oh man.
You could send her, you go up there and she smashes the water whip.
Yeah. Goodbye, water whip.
I mean, at the moment, Little Spout does not have her water whip out because this round she did not crack the whip, and it only hangs around for a round.
Right.
That's just how that works. Now, this round she tried to be super sneaky, illusionary dash, and the illusion wasn't very good. And he ignored it. He ignored my box.
He did ignore the box, indeed.
Not to mention specifically, this creature is smart enough to be like, wait, she said literally nothing and did that. What is this probably? Is this a real wall?
I mean, even if, if he just immediately pressed X, it would take him a round to press X. I would already be past him. Unless he can just see through illusions, which a lot of high-level creatures can, in which case he just did what he did.
That's what I'm thinking. He may have just seen through it automatically.
Regardless, I don't think a 26 would snip a little bit.
Because you're trying. You're trying so hard, but it doesn't even hit my flat foot.
Doesn't even hit the flat-footed. Alright, well, he does give doesn't seem like a very hard snip, but he kind of just watches you go past.
I mean, this is basically what would happen when he tried to put a pincer in the way. And she goes, acrobatic flip, wee!
And, is in the air.
Yes. Oh no, someone dropped. Who dropped?
Could have been the Watcher. What's this? Nightshine was here.
Yeah.
Not saying anything because he can't.
Lying.
Yeah, Paolo left.
Yeah.
It's okay. He might be back.
And
I can imagine, it doesn't have a whole lot to do. And
he looks.
I'm listening to this conversation and don't like it.
He looks on as you guys kind of fly past a little bit, and hiss a little bit.
So I continue forward.
He walks over here.
Little Spout looks around.
Yeah.
There's no entrance. exit around here. Ah, you wanted to get payment for this.
You said you wanted to come past. I was simply offering you'd like to explore here. And you so rudely decided to come back here yourself.
Well, I'm glad I did, because I wouldn't want to pay for this.
I think I find myself in bad company.
Okay, well, if there's no exit back there, how do we get out of here? Not
I mean,
asking
we
you.
haven't finished exploring, for example, up here to the north of us. And we
Shaking.
might have not finished exploring other areas.
I thought we explored all the areas. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think this is literally the end of everything here.
It's the end of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, look. I thought that's where we came from. Apparently not.
Little Spout is checking out the
Well,
south wall.
there were two directions that are up there, one of which we came from, the other of which we did not.
You look around. You are looking, searching, nothing. Though
we
it's
have
a
path
lot
up
more
to the
obvious
north
as you are searching that suddenly he just kind of gives a shrug. Well, with bad company comes bad times. I feel like I should depart. And simply as that, whoosh.
But why was he chained to a wall then?
He literally said he preferred it that way.
And the chains clatter down.
Bullshit.
I mean, maybe he was literally waiting for someone to wander by and be like, "Let's make a deal." And then we're like, "Sure, let's make a deal." He's like, "I get you to do all sorts of crazy shit." And then instead he's like, "Oh, they're not biting the batter. I don't care anymore. I'm leaving."
Demons. Holy crap. What the hell? Why?
I'm going to be back in a second. I'm going to get a drink of water.
Little Spout goes over there and pokes the space that the demon would be standing, just to make sure that they're not there.
You start poking. Poke. You don't feel anything very large in that area.
Do I feel any?
Ryan's going to roll perception. Is there anything coming up behind us, either by sound or
Very small.
You roll your perception and do not hear anything to the like.
All right. Well, that sure was a demon, but he did not get us any closer to finding our friends.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Is there really nothing back
My
here?
perception bonus is wrong.
I didn't see anything.
I don't have my magic equipment on. Okay.
Let's check. Maybe there's a hole in the wall.
Alright.
Orion's going to press his hooves up against
Okay,
the
I'm back.
edge of the wall to see if he can find something. Like a secret door. Oh my gosh. Why are people in my town so gun happy this past week? There goes another gunshot. It's not even dark yet.
Are you sure it's not?
Yeah, it's the 3rd of
fireworks?
July. Yeah, like I was gonna say.
I know it's Independence Day, but yeah, people in my town are just as likely to shoot their guns as set off firecrackers. That was a gunshot.
Okay.
We also had a dispo go badly a couple of nights ago.
It's also not Independence Day. It's Independence Day Eve.
Ooh.
That doesn't stop people from setting off fireworks early, though.
No, absolutely does not.
No,
I've already seen fireworks actually in my apartment complex, or in the apartment complex over.
They've been exploding fireworks here for like a week.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You win, David.
It upsets my dog.
Oh.
All right. Well, Duck, 15 from Orion perception to see if there's any walls or hidden crevices out back here.
You start searching for all the walls and hidden crevices and such. Also peep your whispers there as you start searching. Search.
Little Spout's going to get personal about this. She's gonna take a 20 on this and basically flow into the wall looking for airtight passages. Well, not airtight passages. Things that water can flow through.
I think he was just screwing with people. Let's go the other way.
Yeah, let's get moving. There's a lot of mystery around this place. We have
For those who can
brainwashed
those-
people. There's
Go ahead.
that lich. Yeah, there's that lich thing. There's undead everywhere. I feel bad moving through without fixing any of them. But we are technically just passing through.
The lich
For
thing,
those-
you say?
You
For those
remember
who
that?
can, okay,
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, no.
thank you. For those who can see Orion, his ears fold flat against his skull, and he has a almost petrified look across his face. He walks up to this corner of the wall, and his head is pressing into it as he's using his hooves to cover his ears.
You all right?
What'd you find?
The whispers are back. I want to leave.
When did they go away?
They always come back. Bad things are happening here. We shouldn't have talked to him. We gotta go.
That little spout attempts to press her face against the same spot.
There's a couple of drips of Orion sweat on your forehead now.
Yeah.
This is 100% what I expect from Orion. There's no surprise.
All right. Well, we gotta keep going. There's nothing to see here.
Yes.
Nothing but disappointment.
Yes. Let's move forward. There's a lot going on in here. Let me just set the thing. I don't want to say my thing
Orion-
again.
Orion is walking on three legs. One of his left hoof is covering one of his ears, as his body is kind of leaning up against the wall. He's kind of like grinding himself up against the wall as he walks.
You want to maybe you want to maybe kind of shake, get a ride, cover your ears better.
Orion kind of snaps back and jumps away from you. Right?
Hey, aren't you going the wrong way? We haven't looked over here.
Orion goes quiet and looks around, and then he gets his orientation back, and he's like, "Yeah, ride would be nice." And he flies up to your back.
Okay, because he had done that before, so all right.
You have gained an Orion.
Yes, I am the big pony, and this is big pony job.
Oh,
And
there
on
goes
your
a-
haunches, Orion kind of curls up like a cat. He's a little Orion ball right now.
Okay.
That's the best kind of ball.
Mm-hmm. Move forward. Actually, kind of.
Now,
kind of like-
hang on,
like-
one second here.
Yeah. Let's not move. Too quick. Little Spot moves really fast, and I don't need to feel like I need to keep up with her. Like a humming.
All right, I'm gonna
bird.
move you guys like back this way a
And
little
also,
bit. 'Cause I don't-
and also terrifyingly violent. Humming.
There you go. All right, sorry, I can't keep track of everybody when everybody's separate, so give me a second here. All right, coming up into this room, I do at least have to tell you what you see because you see things.
Oh, no,
obviously.
there are things.
There's always things. You guys haven't
Oh,
actually come in
yeah.
here yet. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you know that Dungeon Draft can export directly to here?
Dungeon
great.
Draft. I don't know what Dungeon Draft is.
It's a map maker thingy for dungeons and towns and houses and other such
That's
D&D-ish things.
cool.
Neat.
I've not heard of that.
But yeah, it has an export that then you can suck right into Foundry, and it's really nice because it'll also grab the walls and the line of sight and the lights and oh god.
Yeah, you saw David put out the holler for like potential it was Foundry stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys walk into this room, and it's not much different in terms of the looks around than the different caves in terms of the rock structure, though there is somewhat of a scrawled message in some kind of language along the cave wall over here. Mouse is, if you guys can see where my mouse is squirreling around.
I can see your mouse.
In some kind of language scrawled upon the wall seems to be a message, and cobwebs up and down it. And what languages do you speak?
Just ask what's it called? Ask the Star Dancer. She's probably the one that knows the most languages.
Yeah, I'm
Orion might know all the languages, but he's distracted.
Yeah, Ryan knows a couple that I know.
Orion knows a lot of languages, but he's also distracted.
Very distracted.
What language module?
I assume it's Foundry's language module.
Oh, does Foundry have a language scrambler?
Yes, it does, and it's so good.
Oh, that's one of the things I love about Fantasy Grounds.
David apparently, for his game, installed a buttload of Foundry modules.
Oh yeah, I was like, that looks shiny. Yeah. Oh my god, give me that.
That was one of the unique things for Fantasy Grounds that made it better than Roll20. But if Foundry has it, it's like, okay.
Well, Foundry apparently has a module system where you can put more stuff. Possibly, people can develop their own things.
Yes, that's what they're doing.
Fantasy Grounds does too. It's just a different system, and it's more expensive.
Okay.
But anyway, Common, Sphinx, Sylvan, Terran. That's what I got.
Common, Sylvan, Sphinx.
I'm looking at
I got Mindwing.
Small on the thing.
I'm looking toward mainly Star Dancer here. I wouldn't think anybody but her would have a language like this, at least to my knowledge. As far as I know, your guys' language lists go. I know how it's
over in the Discord.
based. Okay, cool.
In the Discord, who does that?
Because it doesn't have a language to output or a button to output the languages to chat.
Aha, yes, and in Abyssal, upon the wall, you do read and are able to decipher the message. Has anyone seen my invisible cloak?
What?
That's just a great like thing. It's just a great thing.
I don't remember that one. That's great. Because it's just like, what?
Hold on. Is there a hook or is it just writing?
Well, are you gonna give me a perception check?
I don't know.
I will give a perception check if I hear it has. Hold on, let me actually open my character sheet.
What did I just do? Oh.
Skills. Perception. There we go.
Okay, so
Normal roll. I'm looking around. He looks around with a 27.
You do find yourself a hook.
I feel the hook where a cloak would be right underneath it.
yeah. So yeah. Science kind of mumbles
Hold
on. Like, has anyone seen my invisible cloak? What?
I'm trying to hook.
And
I'm
then-
really trying to feel right underneath the hook where a cloak would be hanging.
And there does seem to be
And
something.
then pulls out her spell book
Something.
and spends a point to ready see invisibility.
Hold on.
And pressing your hoofs around. Poof, poof, poof. Yes, there is something soft there.
There's definitely some kind of wearable thing here.
Oh my gosh.
Little Spell tilts her head so hard she's upside down.
This does seem like the exact kind of equipment that Little Spout would have.
I mean, if you're offering, she won't say no.
I know. What's this? I don't even have to make an illusion. I just fly around with nobody seeing me forever.
One.
At the mention of something possibly magical and interesting, Orion perks back up and his attitude completely changed. He's all uber excited again. He jumps
that's
on top.
good. Well, you're already right next to it because I am.
He jumps up on top of Steady Shoot's head and slides down and grabs the invisible cloak, at least where he thinks it should be. Is it there?
So long as Steady Shoot hasn't moved it.
No, I haven't moved it. I was still feeling it. Still like,
Alright.
there's a thing. Steady Shoot feels clever. Ha. And Orion does
Alright.
his thing.
Orion is going to put the invisible cloak into his mouth and taste it. What kind of magical knowledge does he gain from tasting it?
You can give me a knowledge arcana if you'd like.
40 for knowledge arcana.
Yup, this tastes like special arcane cloth that's probably got an enchantment upon it. I'll let you ask a
It's
question about it.
enchanted. What is the name of the item?
An invisibility cloak.
This is an invisibility cloak. Orion tries it on.
And you put it on! And as soon as he did, multiple small pillars around, and I'm going to use the ruler tool here, right up here, right over here, right here, right over here, all light up. And several different streaks of magic come out and fly toward Orion. Orion, you are hit
I'm
with...
not sure why I try.
Sorry.
You are hit with a series of missiles, of the most forcey kind.
Wait,
Yes,
are these missiles magic?
They are.
Oh no, magic missiles!
What? Why are they casting magic missile? There's nothing to attack here. It's just Orion.
Well,
They're attacking the darkness.
you get hit for the 33 damage of missiles that just barrage you after you barely don the cloak. Indeed, ripping through the cloak itself and now making it somewhat spotty.
Orion promptly takes off the cloak and throws it to the ground. I do not like this cloak.
Little spout claims the cloak.
Does anybody else know how to look to see if there are more traps, or if the trap will continue to
Well,
shoot?
I don't know. If you not rush in and put things on that you can't even see, we might be able to figure out where their traps are before they get set off.
Steady shoot, like a steady shoot plops down and sits like he's waiting politely. He nods and he's just like boom boom boom. Maybe a little sheepish, even though technically he didn't do anything. I guess he walked over there and felt it, so
Yeah.
which could have already triggered a trap.
Exactly. I'm like, oh, let me prepare see invisibility so I can cast see invisibility to see the invisibility to see if there's any traps. No, we're just gonna rush over there to touch it and then taste it and then put it on and then get blasted by magic. Which I'm immune to, by the way.
I will point out, Little Sprout is still holding it. She's not wearing it, but she is holding it.
And yes, that entire rant was in character-ish. Anyway.
Okay. Like I said, what's his name? Steady shoot is now like he's definitely abashed and like, okay, yes, I'm sitting here, I'm being good.
Little Sprout points at it with one of her hooves. All right, what is it?
Lysander casts see invisibility, and as you do, Lysander, you actually spot a couple different objects. Where there was those like bright flashes of light, you do see some invisible objects. They're almost like seeing eyes, and they seem to be like laser focused on in the direction of Little Spout right now. She holds the cloak. But like none of the eyes themselves seem to be glowing or anything like that. They're just focused on her.
So they're floating eyes?
Yep, they seem to be just kind of objects that have been made invisible, almost mounted into the wall of sorts. I'm not sure if you've played any Legend of Zelda, but certainly like...
Gotcha, okay.
Yep.
Except they do magic missiles instead of lasers, apparently.
Yeah.
Should we get out of the way of the pillars?
Probably. Anyway,
I mean, if it's magic, I mean, I guess Steady doesn't know super well.
Now,
If it's
Lysander...
magic missile range.
Cast arcane sight! Because we gotta detect magic on things.
Well, I was going to say, Lysander, as additionally with your see invisibility, across the way, just with what you can see here, you do see something now up on this wall, over here, in that direction, scrawled upon in the same sort of language. Rogilda died here, upon the more northern wall.
Okay. Who's Rogilda?
The Little Spout tilts her head. So, is it cursed?
I don't know.
With your
What do you
arcane
know?
sight, Lysander, you do spot that all of the little gazing eyes now do have almost as if it's charging somehow one little line to complete the circles around its eyes as they continue to look at Little Spout.
Now they're charging their lasers?
Seems like those do reset.
So it looks like a bunch of magical traps that are being reset currently. You might want to not wear the cloak. Or be invisible? Maybe.
Too late. She throws it in her bag of holding.
And all of the eyes immediately like stop looking at Little Spout and just look up straight ahead as if that's their default position.
Well, that prevents it from firing.
Put it on
Right.
later.
It's gonna be really bad if we get all the way out of the dungeon. Someone's like, "Great, let me try this cloak on," and they do it, and then you kind of hear, "What is?" Wait, what's the range of these things?
It's a really good range on Magic Missile.
Orion pulls out a potion that he brewed earlier today, and he's going to drink potion of cure. So he gains 16 back. He's not satisfied, so he's going to do that again.
Cure series. Also, should it be +3? I'm pretty sure it should not be +3.
What are those rolls for, Orion?
Cure serious wound potions.
Yeah.
Are they potions or are they
These are the potions that he brewed earlier today. He can brew 6 potions up to level 3.
Yeah, as part of the bonus progression thing? Bonus mastery progression? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because you're also an alchemist, so it could be the alchemist build things.
Yeah. Is that from alchemy? Is that from this? Yeah, okay, so if
It's made from the system we're using that gives us the special abilities, like you put 10 points into freedom of movement always being active. This is the one where I have the 2nd level of brew potions.
Okay. In either event, its caster level is going to be equal to your level up to the maximum of the cure. Year level what?
13.
So should be
that's true. What level is it?
So it should be +13.
Well, no. You say they're cure moderate,
Cure serious.
cure serious. Cure serious should have.
Should be +13.
Okay, so I should add an additional 20 points of health, correct?
20 points.
All right.
Yeah, 20 points.
Orion is back to full health, but y'all do see as he is drinking the 2nd potion, he almost starts coughing as he gets a 1,000-yard stare and begins trembling. The potion jar just crashes down to the floor, and
we got a problem again.
He begins sweating and shivering.
Huh.
They won't stop. They keep coming back. They won't stop. And he starts walking backwards until he sees Ring Dancer and just freezes.
Come on. Steady does the same thing he did before, more or less. He's like, come on, and tries to hoist him up.
Why is he looking at me funny?
I mean,
Steady sort of offers like a smile and I have no idea, like a search me kind of look.
I think you need to get a little closer, yeah.
What was that you said, Orion?
Orion says, you need to move away from the wall.
Okay, you guys know what you're talking about.
Are there any magic anywhere other than the eyes in the walls?
You start searching around with your arcane sight, correct?
Yeah.
And while you do see a stone ramp that kind of ascends more toward the eastern side, that kind of raises up a little bit in the cave, you don't necessarily see anything other than the obvious invisibility that was placed on that stuff. Looking left and right, you start to see if anything was guarded by those bodaks that were here before, and don't see anything pinging in this area.
Okay, so as long as we're not invisible, it looks like it should be fine.
Thumbtack, lands upon I guess pushpin lands upon Little Spout's head over there, kind of looking over toward Orion, who, as he had pointed out, seems to be lying down now, gritting his teeth and growling.
Yeah, we can't stop here.
Like I said, I'm kind of trying to usher Orion back onto my back, trying to be the big pony.
You need to get a little closer, man. A little bit closer.
What?
Get closer,
No.
yeah.
Yeah, Orion seems...
I see. Physically in the thing. Where is he? Hold on. Okay. Here we go. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Orion seems very lost. He's covering up his ears right now, just kind of staring off into the distance, oblivious to what's going on.
Right. Steady is not exactly talking, but physically doing it, not just like standing over being like, hi, hey.
So you're just picking them up in the fireman.
More or less, yeah.
Over the shoulder.
As you reach down to pick up Orion, his wings flare out and he just like growls out at you, kind of like a scared dog when you come up on top of one.
Hold on. It's all right. We're going to get moving.
And seeing that he recognizes you, he calms down and hops back up onto your back.
Mm-hmm.
You have gains. Wait, no, we already did that.
Regained an Orion.
Da, 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 da.
Orion gain times 2. All right.
Ring Dancer is looking thoroughly weirded out. Yeah, keep an eye on him, please. He's being a little weird. And Thumbtack just kind of flutters on top of Ring Dancer's head, and she kind of brushes off her head. Oi! I didn't say you can be there. Right sizest you are. Yeah, I don't care. Stay out of my hair. Prickly one, that one is.
Don't, Crispin, I'll protect you.
Oh, you finally just met her.
Huh?
Oh, you finally just met her.
Yeah, he hasn't had much interaction with the Ring Dancer.
Okay. Anyway, all right. I'm gonna follow people up.
You
Trying to
start.
make sure things are there.
You begin to follow up.
Yes,
Oh,
but I
there's so
don't. I
many-
definitely don't. Definitely try not to take point.
Yes, Little Spout doesn't care about taking points. She takes all of the points, leaving none for anyone else. And she also looks around.
Little Spout is greedy. We have established this.
She stole all the points.
Looking in this here room, you start peeking around, seeing what you just see. And the stone that lines seems to open up a little bit, and as I said, rises up a little bit higher in the cave, as if the cave is gaining in altitude a little bit, a few feet, but it levels out in this area. Though looking more toward the south little area that's there on the map, you do notice there seems to be somewhat of a set different demonic sort of war masks that hang on the walls, and a rusted gauntlet specifically that lies more in the western side of the room that you can see there.
What is it with this place and demons? Do you just really like demons?
Apparently.
Demons are a bunch of jerks.
Yes, that's generally what they do.
Well, I don't like it. Come on.
And Ring Dancer's looking over here where all those masks are.
No, don't play with the demon things.
She squints.
Says Miss Curiosity.
She looks like incredibly suspicious. Wow.
So I'm not seeing anything placed on the map, but are the masks you're talking about? I'm trying to bring out the measure tool. Are they over here?
Yeah, if I had to draw like a little thing here, come on. There's a couple masks that are just around, kind of an effigial sort of way, and there seems to be some sort of they seem to be all surrounding something. At least an area. You know how like Stonehenge is circular, it's obviously circular. These things seem to be kind of clearing way for something.
Can I see from where I am at my vantage point what's in the middle?
You look in the middle. There doesn't seem to be anything directly there that you can see specifically, but it does seem to be swept away of dust right there in the middle. I would want to point out, simply because Lysander actually has this ability going on, that Lysander, right about here, when you walk in here too, you could notice that there is an aura and what seems to be an invisible box right there in the middle of that little circle.
Super tunnel. But unless told about it, little spout will kind of keep inching forward.
This
Hey,
could be
so-
exactly why he's not going to tell you about. Why she's not going to tell you about it.
Box where? Or a circle?
Yeah. I'll put a circle with a box would be invisible.
Okay.
Look at that. What a box.
Is it magic other than being invisible?
You start looking at it. There is only one other source of one other aura that you can see in here,
Okay.
like in that area.
You're going the wrong way.
No, outside of invisibility is better.
Okay. What kind of aura is it?
Are you gonna give me a knowledge arcana?
2.
You don't need to go this way. There's nothing but creepy mass down here.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah,
creepy.
no, it's spellcraft.
Well, it's knowledge arcana to know the school. Is
Nope, spellcraft.
oh, spellcraft.
Listed in the arcane site spell.
My bad. Go ahead and give that roll.
I mean, it's the exact same amount either way, but
Ah, very nice. The school from this seems to be universal.
It's the worst one.
yeah, basically.
What do the masks look like? Just demonic faces in general?
I'm gonna need a knowledge religion for that one.
Ryan has no idea.
What about plain or not that I have that?
What about exotic or
What?
instead of plain, exotic?
Ha 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 Joker suit.
There we go.
I knowledge religion, the mask.
You start looking at masks, and I do believe Orion wanted to roll the religion check as well, so I'm waiting for him to roll just to see what we can
I was saying Orion has no idea because he doesn't
gotcha.
have knowledge religion.
Gotcha. With your 19 then, start answer, you can ask me 2 questions about these.
Well, first of all, what do they look like?
They seem to be, at least from a distance, they seem to be demonic in nature, though upon closer inspection, they seem to be almost a gross representation of something that you would normally expect to see related with something as cute and pink as Lashtada, given your little short hoops friend over there, but they seem to have been twisted and modified in a way.
Huh.
I mean, if Little Spout could recognize this, she'd be very upset.
Orion kind of flutters his wings and jumps down off of Steady's chute and walks slowly toward the masks.
Though it occurs to me, if it looks like a Lashtaden thing, and she doesn't know what the hell it is, then she probably just thinks it's a Lashtaden thing and goes, "Oh, hey, this isn't demonic." Squint.
Doesn't look right either.
Yeah, I guess there are 2 options for that. One is that you know enough to say Lashtaden, but not enough to say, but it's wrong. Or, or you just don't know anything at all.
Do I know anything about... Have I seen anything like that before?
In terms of this, no, not really. Like I said, you could recognize the symbols on here as I guess the symbology behind it being, of course, the lovable god of love, Lashtada herself. Though, like I said, the effigies here just seem to be malformed, twisted, almost as somebody intentionally made them so.
Okay.
And closer inspection would reveal that the red upon them, in places almost dark and dry, seems to have been made with some kind of probably not paint.
So, Mr. Duck Person, what does Little Spout see? Do these look, in her inexperienced eyes, do these look like crude Lashtaden knickknacks, or oh god, everything is wrong?
In your inexperienced eye, probably not a lot. Aside from just looking slightly demonic, you've rolled a nature check, so you can probably glean that probably isn't paint that's upon them. But outside of that, there's not all too much to be gleaned from your knowledge. These really don't don't really match the symbology that you carry around personally, which is why Lysander had to get, or Stardancer had to get a closer look upon them. Though Orion seems to be walking around and certainly muttering different things as you guys are taking looks at things.
Yeah, he's speaking very softly under his breath, so Stardancer, you would have heard him muttering some of this as he walked past you, and he goes up to this mask in particular. Is it covered in red stuff?
Oh, I actually try and keep close now that I've seen other stuff. So hold on. Yeah. Steady Shoot attempts to stay close, but also attempts not to touch anything, which is hard for its hugeness.
Uh-huh.
That's
But,
what I say. What are the odds of you getting past the invisible box without crashing into the invisible box?
I don't think
Well,
Stardancer told us there's an invisible box there.
I step out of the way. He's gonna
Right. The question here is like, do I see the box immediately?
No, it's invisible.
Yep.
I am inspecting the invisible box.
You guys see Lysander go over to the invisible box, and I start poking it. What are you doing?
We see Lysander go over to something. Oh.
Stardancer's here, but Lysander is not in the room.
Stardancer, sorry. Drop the ball. But you start inspecting this box. It looks like a box. Like a chest, rather, sorry. I should be more specific with that. Though it is incredibly light if you're picking it up to inspect it. Those who are watching, it seems that Lysander is... Yes, it's big enough. It's like something you could fit in a bigger dresser drawer. So the end tables with the bigger drawers that are deeper would fit in there. It's like a little storage container for larger jewelry, probably like wrist rings, things like that. It is a bit of a bigger box. Big enough to hold a piece of paper. Like in terms of width.
Orion's going to roll a heal check on the mask that's right in front of him. Can he identify the red stuff that's on it? 23?
It is definitely red.
How old is the red?
On the one that's toward the back?
The one that's right in front of it, yes.
I mean, it's dried. There's not really too much of an age that you can say from there. There's not a lot of forensics that you can do without a specific kit.
Someone bled
Yeah,
on
you can
them.
tell like if it's extremely old or just really old or fresh. I would say, but I'm not the GM. What am I doing?
Or are you?
Who are you?
Nobody knows who I am.
No.
There's a dead body over there.
Is there a way to open the chest?
Yes, there is a way. There's like a little latch upon it that doesn't seem to be locked in itself, though. The little latch upon it does kind of have what looks to be almost a small potion bottle decorated on it. So that's what you kind of lift up to undo the latch. It's very kind of decorative in its invisible state, though that is the really only super decorative
not
part of
locked.
that box. Otherwise, it's rather plain.
Little Spout is confused. What are you looking at?
An invisible box.
Masks.
If you as you flip it open, inside, all that lay in there is just a singular piece of paper.
How dare.
Okay.
And Orion, once again, as you open the box, his face goes into the wall. He's not looking at anyone, but he's closing his ears over his skull again.
Thumbtack.
At this point, he's beginning to break down crying. He's like,
Yeah. I've been reading the text it is, and like Steady hasn't been saying anything. He's kind of been reacting appropriately, trying not to disturb, because does he exactly know what to do?
Pushpin lands atop of Star Dancer's head and is looking down. Oi, what you looking at then? Look, you got yourself a block of air.
Yeah.
And he tilts his head. What? How'd you get that? Did you breathe it?
It's an invisible box.
And the moment that you say it's an invisible box, it is no longer an invisible box.
You lied.
I mean, that's only like the third time I've said it. It's an invisible box.
Ah, I did not catch that in character, but it happens anyway.
I assume that whenever that when David was like, "Oh, what do you see?" He's like, "An invisible box." That was him actually that was
Yes.
the exchange in character.
Okay. Well, it happens
Anyway.
regardless. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
The box is
did
now
happen.
visible, and Thumbtack blinks. Oi, that wasn't air. You right lied. Hey, look at that. She's got a
You
box.
said it was an error. Go away.
He flitters, flitter. And yeah, the box that she holds seems to be open, and there is a singular piece of paper inside. It seems completely blank.
does it appear to be any kind of special paper, like parchment or high quality utensil paper?
It is indeed high quality paper, the kinds that you might draw up official documents with.
Did you say there's
Orion-
nothing on it?
Nothing on it that you can see.
But
Is it invisible?
ink?
You are looking with your invisible sight and do not see anything that is invisible on it.
What if it's regular invisible ink?
Oh no.
You wouldn't be able to tell that with your magic, unless the spell is literally also detects, like,
I don't.
citrus on it.
I don't have a lighter. I think.
Just spend another hour exchanging one of your cantrips with produce fire or something. No. And another arcanist point.
What's
No.
the difference between a hippo and a zippo?
I don't know. What is the difference between a hippo and a zippo?
One's really heavy and the other's a little lighter.
Yeah, okay.
Orion slowly walks up to the box now that it's visible, looks inside at the piece of paper, and he starts muttering to himself again. They said they can give it back to me.
Okay, you're being really creepy now.
All right, this is where we're going to have to start saying that. He's been muttering that for a while.
Orion, with the left claw on his wing, reaches out to grab the piece of paper.
I will let him because I don't see any. I mean, it's not magic paper, is it?
No, it's just a piece of paper.
Yeah, so I'll let him because it's just a thing.
And he holds it up in front of himself, and he's breathing heavy, sweating hard. He is clearly under tremendous amounts of stress. His eyes are
Yeah.
twitching very rapidly back and forth. And he pulls out a dagger.
I
Whoa,
prefer to
whoa,
stop
whoa.
him from doing whatever he's going to do in case it's, self-harm.
What do you intend to do with this dagger, Orion?
I am going to roll a 1d2. 1, he attacks himself. 2, he destroys the paper. Orion raises the dagger above his left hoof, and he looks like he's about to stab deep into himself, and then in a fit of rage, he brings the knife down through the paper and takes the chest and just begins rapidly just slamming it up against the wall, destroying it. And then he goes over to the mass and he starts flipping over tables and just sundering and just destroying everything in this room.
Whoa. Yeah, we're probably going to stop a little bit after the beginning of that. Probably start trying to interrupt.
Well,
Like, probably let you smash the chest.
And
All
at
right, so
that
yeah,
point,
the chest was like slammed multiple times up against the wall, and then he lunges over to this table and he starts pushing mass and just stomping them on the ground.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's you start smashing the thing against the wall. Little Sprout extends her whip. You lunge. She attacks for opportunities. And she trips you. That is what she does. I mean, she might fail at this, but that sure is what she would try.
All right, let me pull up my CMD. Okay, go ahead.
All right, so I need to do that. Okay, and one second. Hold a moment, please. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so plus 6. 11. Okay, I figured it out, guys. I hope you're happy.
Hi. All right, am I flat-footed or am I aware? Very important.
I looked
mean,
at the GM!
I would consider this flat-footed. You're not like focused on Little Spout.
you are not expecting it.
Orion turns in a blind rage, roaring at the top of his lungs, drool just like going down his teeth as he's just in a fit of rage. And as he rushes over to this table, the whip just gets around his front feet, and he almost looks as though he's going to break through the water, but then he just tumbles and falls. And hits his head on the floor and just still in a rage, but crying now. He's not moving.
Little Sprout pats him on the head. Pat.
They don't control me. I don't give a damn about what they say. They can't do this to me.
Okay, we're here.
You're still being creepy.
We're still here because we're good people. We do good things.
The fragments of paper that were ripped up just a moment ago slowly start to kind of just flutter, so there is no wind toward each other.
Orion quickly stands back up to his feet and begins pacing back and forth.
Ryan, can you tell us who these people are?
I don't know who they are, but they won't go away. Sometimes they're quiet, but they're really loud right now.
Alright, this is really, really weirding me out. And Ring Dancer kind of like stamps her a hoof into the ground a little bit.
And then Orion pauses, and Orion pauses, and his demeanor completely changes. He's almost cheerful again. Oh, the body's gone.
Body?
Nobody's here.
Well,
Says
not
a little about a
anymore.
body earlier, but I mean,
Yeah.
you probably know
Orion
about
points-
as much as I do about what it actually is.
Orion points with his wing, and he's like, yeah, there was a body right over there. Now it's gone.
You are seeing things.
What did it look like? Come on.
Like a skinny unicorn? It hadn't decomposed.
And Thumbtack just kind of, well, Pushpin rather, kind of snickers a little bit. Oh, I think he's off his rocker, he is. Look at this.
No, it was right over there. I swear it.
Oh, yeah, and I'm a big bird, I am. He nods.
You're
See, look.
You're tiny. You're not a big bird.
Boy,
hey,
Oh,
that
no, I
side
assure
bit.
you I'm a big bird.
hey, you want a mask? This one only has a little bit of blood on it.
And he blinks. Oh, that's much too small for me. Oh, I'm a big bird, I am. And he flutters away. Flutter, flutter. And he goes to like land on Ring Dancer's horn, and she like gives him the glare, and he just keeps on flying now. Flutter, 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 flutter. Never mind.
If you want to be a big bird, I can help. And Orion pulls out an infusion. Slosh it around.
You pull out the infusion as
He is. he
Little
is so
Spout seems to be going over to the papers and I guess trying to put them together. And they are assisting in that very admirably as they are actually mending at the seams. Back into a full sheet of paper. once more.
Okay, that's interesting. But the paper is not magic.
No, I said there was one other ore in there, which was the paper. Which that's the thing you recognize as universal.
Okay, but I did specifically ask, is the paper magic? And I don't remember if you answered or if you said no. But
Oh, I heard is there something on there that's invisible, like a writing or something like that. I might have gotten.
well, yeah, it's that too.
Yeah. Magic aura is coming from it.
Okay.
Sorry for the.
Can I identify the spell?
You can certainly try. And given this DC here, I will whisper what the spell is to you. If I can spell your name right in the whisper list here.
No promises.
I know, right? That is the spell.
Okay.
She's looking at that paper funny again. I think she's got a crush on it. Look at her.
What paper? Oh, hey, you got a paper. Where'd that come
I
from?
use wish to make a paper come back together after it was torn apart.
I mean, maybe maybe it's like a sub part of the wish.
Yeah, that makes
What?
that makes sense.
Yeah, like the paper existing is part of is important to the wish.
So, what kind of wish would someone make?
I mean, it's related to. I don't say it, but I look at Orion.
Well, yes.
Something about. I mean, he's been muttering about. The name was. I try not to say it where he can hear me, even though I know he has really good hearing. I try to almost whisper Rogilda. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Do you do that like right after I say the name?
Yes.
Okay.
And I rush back to. It gave me an error because it collided with a wall. Rush back and look at the invisible writing over here. And oh, look, there's a griffin over here that hasn't moved.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, he's going with you. I missed an
Right. Yeah. But at very least, like the thing for it is that what does he do? Follow and write down stuff. Really,
Oh
especially
yeah,
as things
he
are
has been
interesting, he's like,
scribbling
"Oh,
away.
yes. Oh man.
He has been
These things are
incredibly
getting
quiet.
juicy.
He has been incredibly giddy, but he's been incredibly writing so many things down. And
We
Yeah.
just tune out the sound of the pencil or the pen or whatever. It's just like it's white noise now.
you go to the wall where you see the name Rogilda died here.
Did you take the paper with you?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you pursuing? What are you doing?
Orion stays in place. He's staring at the floor right now. He's got a smile frozen on his face when his eyes are twitching back and forth, and he starts kind of giggling to himself.
Yeah, Steady is not leaving him alone.
Ring Dancer kind of like raises an eyebrow. Look, Orion, you don't stop being creepy, there's gonna be an issue.
I kind of give a frown to her. I'm like, definitely, something terrible happened.
Okay, that sounds like a personal problem.
It is literally a personal problem, yes.
Well, yes, but it apparently is all of our problem at this point, because he's being crazy.
Orion stops laughing, but he still has the smile and he's still staring at the floor.
Steady mumbles something non-committal to himself.
So, I think we need to know what happened.
And Ring Dancer shakes her head. Well, if it means anything, I really don't care. And she just stands over here, like keeping an eye out.
Steady frowns. It doesn't say anything.
Thumbtack is snickering on a wall somewhere. Right off his rocker! Look at him! He's looking all around.
Yeah.
Oi, how many griffins are in the room, you?
2.
He thinks. No, there's at least 4. He looks around. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he starts pointing to like a little spout and steady shoot. Don't you see it?
1.5 griffins.
He blinks. Oi, that's your sizes, that is. Right, sizes.
Besides the fact that I don't think he even counts as half a griffin, considering size.
And that's sizes to you. Oi, come off.
You are less than 1/10 the size of a griffin, therefore you are 1/10 a counting of a griffin.
1 in the square root of pi griffins. 1.177 griffins.
Anyway,
We should move on.
no, you should tell us what's going on.
Orion's breathing is kind of short. I don't know. I don't remember.
Part of you does.
No.
So, who was Regilda?
At the mention of her name, Orion grabs his right ear and starts pressing it up against its head. He sits down.
Oi, and the pushpin from the wall looks over at Star Dancer, like almost as if he's like eating theoretical popcorn at this point. Oi, come on, say your name again. Look, he gets all wild.
I will put you in a bubble of silence if you don't shut up.
Aw. And he wilts a little bit and flutters down as if to land on Ring Dancer, who looks back. If you land on me one more time, I'll make sure that it's the last thing you do there. Right, message taken. Goes on top of Full Spout instead.
There are frowns from Steady, but he says nothing. Oh yeah, I should probably be over here, closer to the thing.
For better or worse, Little Spout is in small people solidarity. So she is entirely alright with the small one.
Orion starts to kind of rock back and forth. His wings relax, almost falling flat on the ground. And he says, "Choose no one. Choose no one. Forget her. There's nothing but..."
I think that's a bad idea.
Little Spout is very confused. This is a problem that she cannot hit with a whip.
You can. It just won't solve the problem.
Are you implying I should hit it with a whip?
No, I'm just saying that's a possible thing that you can do.
Orion is glancing from the floor to Ring Dancer, back to the floor, back to the tables. His eyes are just darting from here to over here, back over again at this wall, looking back behind him, back to the floor. His eyes are just constantly darting around as he's rocking back and forth.
And Ring Dancer is just kind of grinding her hoof into the dirt a little bit, with a little bit of rock kind of shifting crunchily underneath, as if she is probably breaking some rocks.
For a brief moment, Orion seems to relax, and as he's looking at Ring Dancer, he has an expression of sincerity and compassion as he looks at her. Like, just briefly for a moment, there's no pain, there's no anxiety, he's just happy to look at her.
Wipe that smile off your face.
And then as he snaps back into reality, oops, there goes gravity. His wings tighten back up, and he quickly looks away, and he's grinding his teeth. Let's just move on. This is not a good place to be.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have a feeling that before we leave here, you're going to be dealing with that.
Orion's going to roll perception. Is there any sounds or any specific smells that are coming up in this direction that could potentially be dangerous?
Go for it.
D20 plus 8. 16.
Not that you can sense.
Alright, Orion's going to be moving up slowly in this general direction. Looking around, looking up toward the ceiling, checking around the corners. Is there anything dangerous up in here?
Start peeking around, and don't necessarily notice anything that is jumping out at you.
Okay. Is this the direction that looks like it's moving upward?
Yep, I didn't mean to do that.
It moves up into something.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, like the path that looks like it's going upwards.
It looks like there's a dead end at the end. Is there anything in this area of the cave? Are there any tables, any boxes, any kind of objects?
I mean, offhand, not that are immediately visible to you, but you're more than welcome to give a perception check if you can remedy that.
Alright. 12.
Same result there.
Yeah, not doing too hot on perception. Alright. Orion's convinced there's nothing up here worth looking at, so he heads back down.
What'd you see?
There's nothing up there, it's empty.
And Little Spout, you zoom. And as you zoom down this little hallway, you see something very dim down the hallway. There's a light way down the way.
Little Spout shall point significantly. Oh, I think I found it. Whee!
Oh, we found something.
You guys begin to wander into areas that I have yet to have a map for. But you have nearing 10.
No!
We are, yeah, it's 6 minutes.
6 minutes till 10, as you guys open up into what seems to be a much bigger part of the cavern. The ceiling itself is way far out of what you can see with your normal senses and vision, though easily with what dimly lit, seemingly ever-burning torches in the distance surrounding some under-cave buildings. Almost seems like this is a small, well, rather large town built around in circles and layers down deeper into the earth. There are, as you initially step in, seem to be a number of different gemnals, a number of different unicorns and Persians, though they seem to have a much worse type of condition as you had seen before getting into this cave from the ponies who had grayed slightly.
No, not that again.
Worse condition than dead?
So the ponies, upon when you guys had gotten into the cave in the mountain initially, seemed to be seemed to be slightly gray, struggling with some kind of weird ailment that they were needing help with. These ones seem as if all the color had been taken from their bodies, and they are just on the ground.
This
their
is
eyes
the other
open,
thing we had to deal with.
cloudy, and just breathing upon the ground.
We need to have another rainbow road trip. They need to stack their pancakes. It's the only way.
And that's where we're going to leave off for today. It was a little bit shorter session, but I do hope you guys had a little bit of fun here.
It's pretty densely packed when it comes to role playing. At least, I don't know. Steady didn't do that much, but I feel like he did.
There. We'll say goodbye to the recording.